Hello and welcome to more Nerdy Rodent Geekery. Today I'm having a quick look at DiscoArt. What does this do? Well, it tells us in the About section up here, create Disco Diffusion artworks in one line. Alright, let's scroll down and have a look. There you go, DiscoArt, that's the sort of image it creates. We've got a release version, we've got a Docker build, there's a Slack thing you can go on, and you can even open it in Colab as well. Awesome, so what's going on here? It's the best in class, apparently. Industry level engineering, top-notch code quality, lean dependencies, and a small RAM stroke VRAM footprint. There's some bug fixes, feature improvements versus the original Disco Diffusion 5.6. It's available to everyone. Smooth install for self-hosting, Google Colab free tier, non-GUI, IPython environment, and CLI. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's see what we got here. Gallery with prompts. All right. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's install it first. Shall we install it first? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's install it first. So, my environment is Ubuntu 20.04. So, if you want to follow along with these instructions exactly, then you should probably have Ubuntu 20.04 as well. Of course, it will work on other operating systems, though your mileage may vary. I have got an NVIDIA GPU with the NVIDIA GPU drivers installed and the NVIDIA Toolkit 11.7. I've also got Anaconda for my virtual Python environments because I like to keep everything separate. So here I am creating a new Anaconda virtual Python environment. Conda create minus name DiscoArt because I am good at names. I am using Python 3.9 and I have, of course, activated my new Conda environment, Conda activate DiscoArt. I've also made a working directory, which you can see here. GitHub DiscoArt, yeah. So this is just where I'm putting all my scripts and config files and output and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, you should probably make a nice working directory too. Installation, you want to install PyTorch first, and there it is over on the PyTorch website. PyTorch, get started locally, yeah. PyTorch, latest one, Linux, pip, CUDA 11.6, yeah, copy paste, there you go, done. You've installed PyTorch. Then you can just install DiscoArt. There we go, let's pip install DiscoArt. There, it's installed. Awesome, awesome. There we go. Now, if you want to use the notebook locally as well, there is the little notebook up here. There you go, discoart.ipynb. Then you will, of course, need to install CondaForge Notebook and IPyWidgets as well. But I'm just going to use the CLI because that's the easiest way. That's the easiest way. We're doing it all in one line here. None of this notebook malarkey. And in order to do that, you just basically run Python -m DiscoArt create, because you're creating an image, and then you pass it your YML file. Oh, okay, all right. What's going on there? Let's scroll down a bit, and we'll see where all these bits and pieces are. So scrolly down. That's all the notebook stuff. So you get this sort of thing going on as well. Here we are. Right, okay, so CLI, yeah, okay, so that's that bit there. Now, in order to create your YML file, you can run the config command there. So you can just copy pasta that, and that will create a new YML file for you. Now, you've also got all these environment variables up here, which you can set either in Bash or via Python. I like to set them in Bash because I'm like that. So basically, I copied and pasted that into my Nerdy Rodent environment file. So that's the environment that I'm using. I'm opting out of cloud backups. I'm disabling IPython. I'm disabling the results summary. I've got my own cache directory because that's where I've got all my diffusion models downloaded already, and I don't want to download them again to somewhere else. And I'm also disabling the SHA-256 check as well. Now here's an example of one of those YML files. As you can see, it's pretty basic. You got your text prompts at the top. You can do various things in here. There's some new features I'll show you in a second on those, but you can also do the old standard style of putting some weights on the end like that. You can select your initial image. You've got the usual width and height. So this is basically, if you're used to the notebook, yeah, if you're used to the notebook, it's exactly the same. You've got all the settings in here. It's just like that, only in a nicer YML file, so you can sort of do all the things easily and then save the YML file and have loads of them. Yeah, so when you've done all your setup, you can go, oh yeah, I like that setup, I'll save that YML file and I'll open up a new one for my next thing. Yeah, okay, so it basically allows you to have lots and lots of YML files. So you got the usual things as mentioned in there: TV scale, range scale, sat scale, all that sort of stuff. It's even got the new portrait generator version 1.5 in there as well. Yeah, Excellent. So that's my settings. There's my settings there. Portraits V3, I've called this one. You can, of course, as mentioned, have multiple YML files. So I've done a whole bunch of config stuff in there, and we've got number of batches and a batch size as well. Yes, batch size actually works in this one. You can increase your batch size above 1 and create 2 images at the same time, or 3 images at the same time. So yeah, very handy having a nice little YML file there. Okay. So there you go. Yep. So you've created your config file. Yeah. You've done that, and then you literally just have to run that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's have a quick look at running that. I have got I've got it in a little shell script because I'm like that. So there, basically Python -m DiscoArt create, and I'm using that portraits file I just showed you a second ago. Paste. There. You get this summary going on here. So there's the summary. So this is what I'm using. There's my batch name. I haven't given it a batch name. Batch size of 2. So everything in bold there are all the things that I've changed. So it's got a different TV scale and all that sort of stuff. And it's created this name for me automatically. And yeah, there you go. So there's all your settings. You can see all your settings. Now that will, of course, take some time, about 4 minutes to generate those. Yeah, I'm just going to modify time slightly and come back in a second. Okay, there we go. So we have a render. Let's have a look at what we've got in here. Whoa! Yes, we have absolutely loads of files. So we've got one there that's done. That's the final product. There's another final product. You also get a little GIF animation as well. There you go. Get to see it doing its things. Little counter up in the corner there from 0 to however many steps you did. So yeah, that's how it started and that's how it finished. And there, of course, for the other one as well. Another one. Also got a couple more finished images with the steps in between. So there's one done and one done one. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Absolutely loads of images, little animation showing you going through it. And yeah, nice and easy to use. Cool YML file. Let's have a look at the features. So here we are. DiscoArt versus Disco Diffusion 5.6. Now, main thing with DiscoArt is no videos. Yeah, so this is only for stills, but we've got a few things going on. So refactor and bug fixes. So it's been refactored. There are some bugs that have been fixed, e.g. weighted prompts and cut scheduling. No dependency on IPython, which is very handy when you're not using a Google Colab or the Jupyter Notebook. Robust persistent storage for generated images. Yep, that's fine. Simpler interface and Pythonic API. So yeah, if you want to integrate it, loads of other stuff. You've got that nice Pythonic API as well. You've got prompt scheduling as well. So yeah, so besides the original syntax that you've got in Disco Diffusion, there's also this new syntax that you've got there as well. So you can do different things at different times, and you can put the one schedule in there and another schedule in there, and negative modifiers and all sorts of things. So you've got all sorts of stuff you can play with in your YML file. You've got your text prompts and all these other things, clip models that you can schedule, and there's just loads of different things. And there it is as the YAML. So yeah. You can also use the legacy prompt syntax as well. So it's got a little bit on the legacy prompt syntax, and yeah. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's also got weights and biases integration. So if you turn the W&B mode online, then you can get all that uploaded to your weights and biases account, assuming you've got one. Spell checking. So it'll give you a little thing there. Look, you have misspelled, which is, of course, misspelled. Yeah, I'm English, I use misspelt. So yeah, you got some spell checking there. IDE support as well. And as mentioned, the scheduling. Loads of custom diffusion models as well. So yeah, it will... There you go. See, as it says there, latest diffusion models are automatically synced to local when they become available, so no need to update the code base. So it's nice and easy to throw in your own models, and you can just make a custom config as well, or just do it via the API and say, yeah, I want to use this model and this config here. Yeah, okay. So as it mentions there, no video support. And if you're wondering about all the different clip model supports, it's got all those the same as Disco Diffusion. So we've got up here, scrolly, so all these open clip settings and the open AI ones as well. Yeah, so you got all those. So absolutely loads of things to play with. Some lovely config files in YAML, nice single line run and a nice single line install. So there you go. There you go. From Gina AI, DiscoArt. Have fun creating a wide variety of things. I'll see you on the next one.